Quite often I hear the claim, buy Bitcoin at any price, and in the long run you'll end up with a big profit. Well, maybe that's true. But first of all, the long run might turn out to be too long and you'll have to wait a very long time. Secondly, that's not necessarily the case at all. And thirdly, you could earn much more if you don't buy it at just any price, but do it more consciously and thoughtfully. And now let's do a very brief but informative overview of the current situation. I'll start with the daily Bitcoin chart, and right away I want to point out that we're doing our analysis on the Quant Fury platform. This is where I open my trades. You don't pay any commissions here. Here's a QR code you can use to join our friendly community. Let's focus on the chart. Here we see a key level. Here it is in blue, $62,909. This is the lowest close in February. And take note, right now Bitcoin is breaking through this level. We don't know how the daily candle will close because there are still several hours left until it closes. But if this happens after we've tested it and bounced off it, then first of all, we'll get a bearish engulfing of yesterday's green growth candle. Let me actually remove all the markings. It'll be clearer this way. So this will be a bearish engulfing. Secondly, we'll get a target level for a decline. This is the lowest candle close on June 6th, $60,884. This is technical analysis and nothing more. And these are daily candles. So if today the level of $62,909 is broken, then the nearest target according to the daily candles is $60,884. And now the simplest analysis, but this time using weekly candles. What do we see here? We see that Bitcoin has approached the 200-week moving average. For 3 weeks in a row, Bitcoin has been trying to break below the 200-week moving average, which is shown in orange. If it succeeds, then a likely target could be the 300-week moving average. That's $55,000. But besides that, we have an important technical level, namely the lowest weekly candle close in September of 24th year. And note, that's the same as the 300-week moving average level, well, approximately 55,054.5. But for that to happen, first of all, we need to see a weekly close below the 200-week moving average. And secondly, I want to draw your attention to the fact that we've already seen a bearish engulfing of this green growth candle because it opened at $63,332, while the red candle closed below $63,311. That means it has engulfed this upward movement. And if we also break below the 200-week moving average, there is a high probability that the downward movement will continue. The RSI does not contradict this because it is pointing downward and could reach a value around 30 if not lower. Let's look at the monthly candles. What do we have here? Let's remove all the markings. We see the key levels. Well, we don't see them yet, but I'll draw them now. First of all, this is the key level. Let's make it white for clarity. $58,740. Why did I highlight this particular level? Because pay attention, from here, a deep correction started right here. That is, Bitcoin went from the level, well, from the closing level of 63,000 and from the high of 65,000 down to about 30,000 or $29,000. So it was a very deep correction. Then there was a false breakout of this level and a move down that was even much stronger. And then notice that after the breakout for many months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, yes, we hovered around this level above it, and that's why its retest is quite logical. But pay attention, we didn't touch this level, but we have already touched the 50-month moving average. And if we suddenly break through it, then the next target for a decline, according to the same logic as on the weekly candles, will be first the 100-month moving average, and second the base of the candle that we haven't yet reached or dropped to, that is the opening point of February 2024, which is the area of the 100-month moving average. And finally, we need to find some important reversal point. Well, here there was an intermediate stopping point at $45,500. And finally, here we had a reversal point from which a correction started, followed by a deeper decline. This is already $35,000. So what can we say about this? We can say that if the level of $58,740 is broken and the price consolidates below the 50-month moving average, this area will automatically become the zone of interest for Bitcoin. That is $45,500 and $35,000 are very likely. The RSI indicates that the decline once again is gaining momentum and is heading toward the 30 level on the RSI. I don't see any reasons to buy right now. Maybe you do. Write in the comments or open long positions if you disagree with me. And if you agree with the logic and conclusions of this analysis, then consider this as well. When you trade, whether you pay small or large commissions, you automatically incur costs for opening, closing, and holding your positions. But when you trade on the Quant Fury platform, there are no such costs, which means you don't have any automatic guaranteed losses. Everything depends solely on your ability to analyze the market, as well as on not being greedy or hasty. Goodbye.